New topic of unit number 2, that is current to voltage and voltage to current converter. So that is our first topic of today's lecture, how to convert the current into the voltage and the voltage supply into the current. So that depends on which kind of the load is connected at the output terminal. Suppose some of the loads are completely depends on the current only, then on that condition we need to convert the input supply into voltage. And if the load is based on the voltage, then on that condition we need to convert the, if we are having the current source, then first of all we need to convert that current into the voltage. So basically on that application we are basically using the current to voltage and voltage to current converter. And the second topic is bridge amplifier. So these two topics today we are going to cover. So first is voltage to current converter. So in general, voltage to current converter is divided into two categories. Or there are two types of the voltage to current converter. First type is, and both the types are based on the connection of the load. One important thing is how we are connecting the voltage to current converter for the design of the circuit. That is based on the connection of load only. If the load is connected in between output terminal, if load is connected in between this output terminal to the input terminal, then that is called as the floating load. So none of the terminal of the load, if none of the terminal of this load resistance is connected to ground, then on that condition, that converter is called as the floating load type. But if the load one of the terminal of load resistance is connected to ground, then on that condition, that type of voltage converter is called as grounded type. So based on these two connections, there are two different types of the voltage to current converter circuit. So we are starting with the first type of voltage to current converter, that is floating load. So in floating load type, as we have discussed, none of the terminal is connected to ground. So here in this circuit, you can see that the input voltage source, this input voltage source is connected with non-inverting terminal of input. That's why it's a non-inverting operational amplifier, or the non-inverting type voltage to current converter. We can also connect it with inverting terminal. So some applications are based on the inverting terminal voltage connection, and some of the applications are based on when the input connection is connected with non-inverting terminal of op-amp. Most of the application which is based on voltage to current converter are through non-inverting terminal voltage connection only, with the help of non-inverting terminal voltage connection only. So here we are going to discuss only the floating load type voltage to current converter when the supply is to be given at the non-inverting terminal of input. I think that much part would be clear, no? We need to connect the input voltage source at the non-inverting terminal only. That is the first thing. Second thing is, in floating type, none of the terminal of the load will be connected to ground. All the terminals are connected. One of the terminal will be connected to load, and the second terminal will be connected to input. Input is the inverting terminal of operation. Now, how we can calculate the value of voltage which is being applied at the inverting terminal of op-amp. So you can see in case of the non-inverting terminal of op-amp, what is the value of output? Output is equal to 1 plus Rf by R1 into V in, Rf by R1 into V in this input voltage source. That means the value of output is higher as compared to the input voltage source. That's why the load current is to be drawn from output terminal towards the input terminal. In case of non-inverting terminal of op-amp, the direction of current is from what? From output terminal towards the input terminal, and that same current will flow across this input resistance R. Why the same current, this IL, will flow across the input resistance R? Why? Because the base current or the input current of the operational amplifier is 0 due to infinite input impedance of the operational amplifier in ideal condition. So let me assume that this input current or the bias current of the operational amplifier is 0, and when this bias current is 0, all the load current will flow to the input resistance R. That means that voltage drop across this resistance R will be responsible for the generation of negative terminal voltage. Let's suppose here the value of voltage is V minus. Then what is the value of this V minus? V minus will be equal to I in into R. Whatever will be the voltage across this load resistance, that will be the value of that voltage. What is the value of V minus? V minus is equal to I in into R. So let's see what is the relationship in between voltage and current. Why? Because it's a voltage to current converter. That means the relationship in between input voltage and load current. So our relationship should be in the form of V in and IL. So we need to generate the relationship in between V in and IL. So for that, we are applying one voltage equation at the input load. So how we are generating the voltage equation? So let me clear it first. So we need to apply one loop, KVL loop. So what would be the KVL loop? See, this is the loop from output terminal to this input terminal. Why? Because this load is also connected to. So this is the loop. So here what is the value of V in? The total value is V in. The direction of the current is from this terminal to this terminal. So the total voltage drop across the load resistance is IL into RL, and that is the value of VF, feedback voltage. Across this load resistance, we are calculating the feedback voltage. So from here, VF plus VD is equal to what? V in. VF plus VD is equal to V in. That is equation number 1. Now what is the value of VD? What is VD? VD is nothing but the difference in between non-inverting terminal and inverting terminal voltage. What is VD? VD is the voltage difference in between non-inverting and inverting terminal voltage. So VD is equal to V plus minus V minus. In unit number 1, we have discussed that output voltage is directly proportional to the difference of input voltage. So V naught is directly proportional to VD, or it can be written as V naught is equal to A into VD, where VD is V plus minus V minus, A is the gain. So as we know, the value of gain is very high. In ideal condition, it is infinite. So from there, what is the value of VD? VD is equal to 0. So that's why VD is equal to 0, since the value of gain is very large. So from equation number 1, what will be the V in? V in is equal to VF. So V in is equal to VF. Now what is the value of VF? So from here, the value of VF is IL into RL. What is the value of VF? VF is equal to IL into RL. But we want to deduce the relationship in between input voltage and load current. That's why from here we are calculating the value of that. So what is the value of V in? V in is equal to I in into R. This I in current into R resistance. So that is the value of V in. So from here, what is the value of I in? I in is equal to V in into R. From there, I in is equal to what? This V in divided by R. And what is I in? I in is equal to IL. Why? Because same IL is flowing across this input resistance. So IL is equal to I in, or that can be written as V in divided by R. So this is a relationship in between input voltage and load current. So load current is directly proportional to input voltage. But that will also depend on the value of this resistance R. IL is inversely proportional to the value of input resistance R. This IL is inversely proportional to this input resistance R. That's why it is also called as transconductance amplifier. Load current is controlled by the input resistance R. That's why it is also called as transconductance amplifier. So voltage to current converter with floating load is also called as transconductance amplifier. Another of it is voltage controlled current source. With the help of, by controlling this input voltage, we may control the value of load current. That's why it is also called as voltage controlled current source. Second thing is transconductance amplifier. Why? Because this load current is dependent on the value of this resistance R. So which kind of the resistance which may connect at the load terminal? So either that load could be resistive type, capacitive type, or any kind of the non-linear load. So any kind of the load resistance which we may connect. If suppose the load resistance is capacitive type, if suppose the value of load resistance is capacitive type, then the charging and discharging of that capacitor will depend on this load current. If the capacitor will charge at a constant rate, on that condition, it can be used for the generation of triangular wave. So with the help of this voltage to current converter, if the load resistance is capacitor, then this circuit can also be used to used for the production of sawtooth or triangular waveform. So this is the application of this voltage to current converter. So with the help of voltage to current converter, we may generate the sawtooth or triangular wave. But the condition is that the load resistance should be capacitive type. Why? Because for the generation of any waveform, there should be some charging and discharging of the. So if the load resistance is capacitive type, then on that condition, this circuit can be used as a waveform generator. So this is the application of this. This is all about voltage to current converter with floating load. Now moving further to second type of voltage to current converter. Second type is voltage to current converter with grounded load. So as I told you, in case of grounded load, one of the terminal of load must be connected to ground. So here this is the load resistance, and one terminal of this load resistance is connected to ground. This one, that's why it is a voltage to current converter with grounded load. This is very important circuit. Now please concentrate on this topic or this type of the voltage to current converter. Mostly in the application we are using this voltage to current converter with grounded load only. This circuit is also known as Holland current source. As the name of its inverter, this circuit is also called as Holland current source. And as I told you, one of the terminal will always be connected to ground. So what should be needed to keep in mind over here? First thing is RL, one of the terminal of RL should be connected to ground. Second important thing is all the resistance values which are connected into the circuit should be same. This is one important concept in case of voltage to current converter with grounded load. All the resistance which should be connected in case of voltage to current converter must be same. You can see over here also, this is R, this is R, this is R, this is R. So all the resistances must be same. And if you will keep in this mind, you can solve any question. You can solve any question. So please keep this in your permanent memory that all the resistance should be same in case of voltage to current converter with grounded load. There is one link is also provided. You can get some real-time feeling of this voltage to current converter. ना इस लिंक पे आप जाएंगे तो आपको रियल टाइम कनेक्शन आपको मिलेगा कि कैसे आपकी करंट आउटपुट टर्मिनल से इनपुट टर्मिनल में या लोड को चेंज होने से कैसे आप चेंज कर सकते हैं. तो करंट का डायरेक्शन इन योर हैंड. बाय changing the position of the switch, you can easily change the direction of the current in case of voltage to current converter. So this is one important link for getting some real-time feeling of the voltage to current converter with grounded load. Now moving to the calculation or the derivation part of this voltage to current converter. So as I told you, we need to generate a relationship in between voltage, input voltage and load current. So our relationship will start with this input voltage and it will end at a load current. So here is your load current, this is your input voltage, and intermediate parameter is this terminal. This is your intermediate voltage. Na? So let apply one KCL at this node or at node V1. So applying KVL at node V1. So here I1 and I2 are the incoming current and IB and IL are the outgoing current. But what is IB? IB is input current of the operational amplifier. That's why this base current is equal to 0. bias current of the operational amplifier is 0, then as per the KCL, I1 plus I2 is equal to IL. I1 plus I2 is equal to IL. Now what is I1? I1 is equal to this V in minus V1 divided by R. V in minus V1 divided by R. What is I2? This output terminal to V1 terminal. V0 minus V1 divided by R. V0 minus V1 divided by R, that is equal to IL. We are not changing the value of this IL. Why? Because we are converting the voltage into current, input voltage into load current. That's why we need to keep this IL into the derivation part. So we are not changing the IL in terms of voltage and resistance. So this is a relationship over here. So what is, now simplify this equation. After simplification, we need to calculate the value of this V1. Why? Because V1 is your intermediate parameter. V1 is your intermediate parameter, and whenever we are solving any particular circuit, we need to rectify the values of the intermediate parameters. So with the help of this equation, first of all, we simplify this equation in terms of V1. Now we need to substitute the value of this V1 in terms of either input voltage or output voltage or load current. Why? Because these are the only parameters which we needed at the output. So for changing the value of this V1, what is V1? V1 is equal to V2. Due to virtual ground, what is V1? V1 is equal to V2. So with the help of that, we are deducing a relationship in between output voltage and the various resistance. So what is the value of this V2? V2 is equal to V0 into R divided by R plus R. V0 into R divided by R plus R. No? Or from here, V2 is equal to what? V0 divided by 2, or V2 divided by V0 divided by V2 is equal to 2. What is V2? V2 is equal to V1. V2 is equal to V1. So V0 divided by V1 is equal to 2, and output voltage divided by input voltage is gain. So A is equal to. So by this you can calculate the value of gain A, or from here, what is V1? V1 is equal to V0 divided by 2. So there are two relationships. Now, what is the value of V1? V1 is equal to V0 divided by 2. And what is gain? Gain is also equal to 2. I hope that would be clear to all of you. Now again moving back to this equation number 1. Now from here, substituting the value of V1 in equation number 1. What is V1? V1 is equal to V0 by 2. So substitute the value of V1 over here, V0 divided by 2, and simplify this. After simplification, you will get IL is equal to Vin divided by R. So simply after substituting, making some arrangement, you will get the final value of IL. So IL is equal to Vin divided by R. So from here also, load current is directly proportional to the input voltage. So by changing the value of input voltage, you can easily change the value of load current. And this load current is also dependent on resistance. So this is all about voltage to current converter with grounded load. Just keep in mind, whatever I told you, all the resistances must be same in case of voltage to current converter with grounded load. Now moving further to next topic is current to voltage converter. In case of current to voltage converter, input terminal is connected with the input current, and at the output terminal we need to connect the load voltage. It can also be the floating type or grounded type, any kind of the load you may connect as per the requirement. So here in such a converter, the output voltage is proportional to input current. It accepts input voltage and produces the output. So V0 is equal to A into IN, where A is what? A is nothing but the resistance. A is what? A is nothing but the resistance. So it can also be gain can also be mentioned in form of the resistance only. So that is the more appropriate notation for gain in case of current to voltage converter. Now calculate the relationship in between input and output. So what is the value of II? This is the direction of current. This is the direction of current. So as the direction of current is from input to output, so that would be positive terminal. This is your negative terminal. So negative terminal is connected to output and positive terminal is connected to this A terminal. And due to virtual ground, this A is connected to VA is connected to VP and VB is equal to ground. So indirectly, this terminal of resistance is connected to 0 volt and this terminal is connected to V0. So V0 is connected to negative voltage and positive terminal is connected to ground. So indirectly output voltage will be negative. What is output voltage is? Output voltage is negative. So here, what is the value of V0? V0 is directly proportional to the current. This is the calculation part. So I is equal to VA minus V0 divided by R. VA is due to virtual ground, it is connected to 0. So II is equal to minus of V0 divided by R. Or V0 can be written as minus of II into R, or V0 is directly to I. So this circuit is also called as current controlled voltage source. By controlling this input current, we are generating the voltage. And the voltage to current converter, what was the name of the voltage to current converter? Voltage controlled current source. So these are the another names of the voltage to current converter and current to voltage converter. I hope that would be clear to all of you. So these are some basic concept related to voltage to current and current to voltage converter. Most of the applications are based on these converters only. Mostly these circuits are used in power amplifiers or in the power electronics. So in power electronics, you are using these converter circuits. So next topic or the last topic of today's lecture is bridge amplifier. So as per the name, we need to amplify the signal generated with the help of bridge. So whatever signal will be generated with the help of bridge, that would be amplified. And how can we amplify? So that signal can be amplified with the help of operational amplifier. Why? Because mostly we are using the operational amplifier as an amplification. So in here you are not able to detect the bridge over here. We will solve one problem related to bridge amplifier. There you will detect the actual bridge and the signal generated with the bridge. How we are amplifying that signal, you can get some real-time feeling over here. Just here concentrate on the basic arrangement and the calculation part of bridge amplifier. So what is the basic functionality of this bridge amplifier? So it is basically used to double the output voltage swing without increasing the supply voltage. So supply voltage is fixed, or without changing the value of supply voltage, how much output voltage we can generate? We may generate the double of the input voltage. Let's suppose the input voltage is 5 volt, so output voltage will be 10 volt. If input voltage is 7 volt, output voltage will be 14 volt. If input voltage is 10 volt, output voltage will be 20 volt. But that will depend on the supply voltage of operational amplifier. So that could be mostly 15 volt if the supply voltage is plus minus 15. Why? Because that is the saturation voltage of op-amp. That depends on that. But the basic thing is that it is basically used to double the output voltage without increasing the input supply voltage. So let we assume here that the gain of the upper operational amplifier is A1 and the gain of the operational amplifier, lower operational amplifier is A2, and here for the calculation part we are assuming that both the operational amplifier are producing the same gain, or the gain produced by both the op-amps are same. That means A1 is equal to A2. This is our assumption. This is our assumption that both the gain produced by both the operational amplifier are same. A1 is equal to A2. Now what is the connection of the circuit? So here you can see that the input supply is connected with positive terminal of the upper operational amplifier, and if input signal is applied at the positive terminal of op-amp, then on that condition what is the value of gain? It's an non-inverting operational amplifier, and it becomes a non-inverting operational amplifier. And in case of non-inverting op-amp, the value of gain is 1 plus Rf by R1. 2 plus Rf by R1. What is Rf? Rf by Rin. Let's see. What is Rf? Rf is equal to R1. And what is Rin? Here. What is Rin? Rin is equal to R2. So from there 1 plus R1 divided by R2. So this is the gain of the upper operational amplifier. Now for the lower operational amplifier, you can see that the input terminal is connected with negative terminal of op-amp, and that means lower operational amplifier is an inverting type, inverting operational amplifier, and the gain of the inverting operational amplifier is minus of Rf by Rin. This is the gain of the inverting operational amplifier. What is Rf? Rf is equal to R3. What is Rin? Rin is equal to R4. So R3 divided by R4. As both the gains are same, so that is denoted as K. Let the value of both the gain is equal to K. So from there, what is the value of, suppose this is your V01, output produced by the upper operational amplifier is V01, and output produced by lower op-amp is V02. Now what is V01? V01 is gain multiplied by input. So gain is what? Already we have made here the gain is equal to K. So K into Vin. And what is V02? V02 is minus of K into Vin. Why? Because gain is multiplied by negative sign. It's an inverting operational amplifier. In case of non-inverting, there is a phase shift of 0 degree in between an input and output. That's why the sign is positive. But in case of inverting operational amplifier, there is a phase shift of 180 degree in between input and output. That's why the phase is negative. So sign is negative. So V02 is equal to minus of K into Vin. Now what is V output? V output is positive terminal voltage. Here you are actually calculating the output voltage across this load. So V output is equal to V01 minus V02. What is V01? V01 is K into Vin. What is V02? V02 is minus K into Vin. So from there, what is the value of V output? Output is twice of K into Vin. If the value of this K is equal to 1, let's suppose the value of gain of the op-amp is equal to 1, then on that condition, V naught is equal to V. V naught is equal to, sorry, twice of Vin, no? Twice of Vin. So you can see with this relationship that the output voltage is double of the input voltage. So this is the basic functionality of the bridge amplifier. The bridge amplifier is generally used to double the input supply voltage. So this is the basic fundamental of bridge amplifier circuit. Now moving further to one of the problem related to this bridge amplifier circuit. So this is your bridge, and whatever signal produced by this bridge, that will be amplified with the help of second circuit. So this is your bridge circuit, and this is your amplifier. Which kind of amplifier is this? This is your differential amplifier, na? Or subtractor circuit. The second circuit or output circuit is a differential amplifier or a subtractor circuit, and input is connected to the bridge. So whatever signal will be produced by or the generate by this bridge circuit, that will be amplified with V0. So what are the signals generated by this bridge amplifier is, first is VA, or the inverting terminal voltage VA, and non-inverting terminal voltage VB. So these are the voltages which are being generated with the help of this bridge amplifier, and at the output, what will be the value of output? In case of bridge amplifier, what is the value of output if R1 is equal to R2 and R3 is equal to R4? We have already seen this relationship now. This is your R1, this is your R2. So R1 is equal to R2 and R3 is equal to R4. R3 is equal to R4. On that condition, the output produced by the differential amplifier is equal to R3 divided by R1 multiplied by positive terminal voltage minus negative terminal, or the non-inverting terminal input minus inverting terminal input. So from there it is your VB. Non-inverting terminal voltage is what? VB, and inverting terminal voltage is what? VA. So this is the final output of this circuit. So what we are going to calculate here, first of all, we need to calculate the value of this VA voltage and VB voltage. When we are completed with the answer with VB and VA, only we need to substitute the value of that voltage and you can calculate the value of output. What is the question? So consider the circuit shown in figure. So the circuit uses an ideal operational amplifier, assuming that the impedance at node A and B do not load the preceding bridge circuit. Calculate the output voltage V0. So when we need to calculate the value of output voltage V0, the first condition is RA, RB, RC and RD is equal to 100 ohm. All the resistances are same. If the bridge is balanced, on that condition we need to calculate the value of output. And in second condition, the bridge is unbalanced. Why? Because one of the resistance value is changed. So for these two conditions, we need to calculate the value of output. So this is the solution of the question number 1. So we are starting with the first part when RA, RB, RC and RD is equal to 100 ohm. Already we have discussed that the output of differential amplifier is RF by RN, non-inverting voltage minus inverting terminal voltage. That is the output of differential amplifier. So if we need to calculate the value of this non-inverting terminal voltage, so non-inverting terminal voltage is VB. VB is this one. And inverting terminal voltage is VA. So what is VB? This is your VB now. So indirectly both the terminals are individually grounded. Both the terminals are individually grounded. This is your source of supply. Plus 10 volt is source of supply. The same current will flow in this direction and also in this particular direction. If this current is I, so this part current will also be I. Now from here, this is the input terminal of the operational amplifier. So here the value of current II will be minimum. So let's suppose that is the value of 0. At this particular direction, it is the input terminal of op-amp. So due to that, the value of current is minimum. Or let's suppose the value of this II is equal to 0. That means same current I will flow in this particular direction. Similarly here, this is the input terminal of operational amplifier. Due to that, the value of current II also be equal to 0 over here. That means same current will flow in this direction. So all the current which is generated with the help of 10 voltage source. 10 volt voltage source. So first part, so this current will flow in this path only and that path current will flow in this path only. So what is here? The value is VB. Here the value of voltage is VA. How to calculate VA? VA is equal to source of supply multiplied by opposite side resistance. Just apply the potential divider rule. So VA is equal to plus 10 volt into RB divided by total resistance, RA plus RB. Another side is connected to ground, so no need to calculate that. So what is the value of VA? VA is equal to VCC into RB. This VCC, suppose this VCC into RB, this resistance divided by total resistance, RA plus. So VCC is 10, so 10 into RB divided by RA plus RB. What is VB? VB is VCC into RC divided by RC plus RD. So VC into RC divided by RC plus RD. So that is the value of VB. Just substitute in over here in equation number 1, the value of non-inverting and inverting terminal voltage. So that is the expression after substituting. Here the value of RA, RB, RC and RD. All the resistances are same. So when same, both will be cancelled out. When it is cancelled out, the value of V0 is equal to 0. So if the bridge is balanced, on that condition, the output voltage will be 0. In case of balanced bridge, output voltage is 0. But when one of the resistance is changed or the bridge is unbalanced, on that condition, substitute these values over here. No? in this equation. So we need to substitute over here. Substitute here. So 10 into RC divided by here. So 10 into 100 divided by 100 plus 120. Why? Because the value of RD is 120. RD is 120. And here the value of all resistances are same, 100 only. So the value of 120 is connected in denominator. That's why this particular value will be lesser than the value over here. So output generated would be negative. So output is minus 0.552 volts. So easily you can calculate the value of output. Only you need to remember that what is the value of output of differential amplifier. So here keep in mind this is the output of the differential amplifier. Now just care about that. This is the input terminal of operation amplifier. So value of current in this particular path will be 0. So all the current will flow in these resistances only. No any current will flow across the input terminal of op-amp. From there, by using the potential divider rule, calculate the value of this VA and VB. And after calculating, just substitute the value of VA and VB in equation number 1 and calculate the value of output. So this is the basic procedure for the calculation of the problems related to bridge amplifier. So that is all about the today's lecture. I hope the topic which we had covered today would be clear to all of you. If any problem, you can message. So now it's time for the quiz. Today's quiz will be related to only current to voltage and voltage to current converter. Bridge amplifier is not included into the quiz. In our next lecture, we may include this topic in our next quiz. So now moving further.